Here he is going after the mask of Gino Hernandez, and these fans are screaming loud for Nick to take it off. They want to see the shaved head of Gino Hernandez. And Gino is just as determined that nobody's going to be poking fun at him and laughing at his bald head. Trouble for Nick Kozak, rather. One of the fans and behind us is wearing a mask with a wig on top, just like Gino is wearing. I'll tell you, never underestimate the enthusiasm of wrestling fans. There's the guy back there with a mask on and a wig on top of it. So Gino has no monopoly on that strange bit of apparel that he's wearing. Side headlock for Gino. And Nick Kozak with those strong arms of his. He strengthens his arms because he's one of the owners of the Greater Houston Wrecker Service. And Nick is preparing for the day when he will no longer wrestle at all. And he is building a great business. And he's a fine individual to deal with. I can promise you that after years of dealing with him. The Greater Houston Wrecker Service. Side headlock for Gino. And Gino knows that this particular match has no time limit, that he's going to have to come out of this as he said he would come out, and that is as a winner or a loser. And the same thing goes for next week's match against Jose Lothario. Nick Kozak after the mask again, and of course Nick may be too preoccupied with grabbing that mask and not enough with the business of wrestling, but he wants to give these fans that incomparable thrill of having a mask ripped off and an opportunity to see what's underneath. So Gino maneuvers around that ring looking for a way in, and here's that fan behind us giving Gino the sign and countersign. I wonder if he'll have to take his mask off if Gino loses to Jose next Friday night. And Gino is a little bit discombobulated. He set the pace in this match. He started it before the bell rang, and it's sometimes hard to settle down to a set pace of action. Leg dive, and Kozak drives in there with that Kozak trademark, that inside drop toe hold that he carries on so well. Bar toe hold, it's well applied, and Nick with that knee in there keeps it solid, keeps it tight. 5 minutes have gone by in this match. More than 5 minutes have actually gone by, because what happened before the bell rang was also be taken into account. You pardon me, but I'm trying to nurse a bloody nose as I speak to you here, and part of that sneezing has to do with with my efforts. Leg scissor, and Kozak keeps in there tight, works on that leg and puts Gino in a tough spot. Gino's in a tough spot anyway. He knows he's got to fight off Nick Kozak. He knows that Jose Lothario waits for him as his next opponent, and that Jose Lothario is going to be even tougher than Nick Kozak. And Jose now, with the feeling that he has been cheated and double-crossed, is going to be a hard man to deal with. And now Gino Hernandez trying to find a soft spot on the rugged Nick Kozak, found it underneath the chin, up against the throat, and Nick trying to fight his way out of that spot, and now as he measures him, he gets a good wallop in there, and Gino's in trouble. I have never seen a man as irate and as wound up as Dusty Rhodes was in the dressing room a few moments ago. I went in there to try to stop the flow of blood from my nose, and I was grabbed by Dusty, and he told me not to be surprised at anything that happens because he was going to get even with that Texas bull rope. Now it's Nick Kozak trying to rip that mask off. He loosened the laces, and now with the laces loose, he is trying to force it up, and Gino is biting into it. He caught it in his mouth, and that's what prevented him from ripping it loose that time. And Nick Kozak, having caught one flush in the face, in the eye, as Gino threw up that desperation wallop, is out there trying to get to where he can see. And Gino senses the opportunity. He swung it out there. Gino in behind. He's got that grip on the trapezius muscles. He's probing in there with his strong fingers, trying his best to lay it in there where he can make Nick feel that right out into the tips of his fingers. Nick felt it all right, and he knew he had to get out of there or he might not be able to use those arms in the rest of the match. And whoa, and Nick right now is in the best opportunity of the night. He's after that mask, and being after the mask is keeping him from first punishing Gino, which is the important thing to make it impossible for Gino to retaliate. Well, they can't complain about hair pulling, that's a cinch. And Gino has caught it right smack in the teeth. And here's Nick now trying to make the most of it. In behind, Kozak, grip on the mask again, and again he starts to rip it up there. Much to the satisfaction of many of the fans. But I think the way to do it is to pound Gino through the canvas, and then there'll be no question about whether or not the mask will come off. Kozak over the top rope and out, and he is after him for sure. Somewhere in behind, and Nick Kozak has a side headlock. There he goes. Oh. Gino drove him. And Gino now has grabbed a chair and put it to use. And that slam into that turnbuckle, that time caught him and caught him hard. And there is Gino Hernandez going after what he senses as the opportunity to lay Nick Kozak out on this canvas. And he has got him laid out, but he is trying to make sure that he is not going to be able to get up again. And Gino, top man. There's one, there's two. There is three, and the winner is Gino Hernandez.
The winner of the match, 10 minutes, 55 seconds, Gino Hernandez.
So with Nick Kozak down, we have Gino Hernandez surveying him almost with disdain, looking over Nick and adding to Nick's problems. But one thing Gino has done, and that is add to his own problems. And I want to say that having Jose Lothario as a dedicated enemy is a problem in itself. And Hernandez is never going to be able to overcome that. There is Gino as he tries to make up his mind whether he should get out of the ring or into the ring, and I think Bronco Lubitsch that time was able to change his mind. No, that's a fan on the outside of the ring. That's not Gino. But with all sorts of things happening, this match has gone down as a win for Gino Hernandez.